And we are live here, right, on the Blueshirts Banter post-game show. We are here talking about a Game 5 loss for our New York Rangers by a score of 4-1. We will get into the X's and O's of this game. Please join us for this vent session. All New York Rangers fans and Canes fans alike are welcome to join and drop your thoughts and opinions in the live chat. We encourage you to do so. But before we get into anything, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're here for a vent session. It's okay to let your feelings out, New York Rangers fans. We are here to support you. We got some choice words ourselves. Before we get into anything, I just want to say this is the first time we are streaming the Blueshirts Banner post-game show, not only to my YouTube channel here at CP New York Sports, but also to the Sunny Days Media YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe over there as Sunny Days Media 516. The link's going to be in my description down below. Go check them out. Go subscribe. All that fun stuff. And like I said, if you're here, hit that thumbs up. It definitely helps the channel grow more than it already has. Jerry, Aaron's black on the black screen right now. He has the blank screen right now. He's at work. We're thankful
I'm
that
here.
Aaron was able to join us. Aaron, how are you?
Oh, man. The only good highlight of tonight was that Jacob Trouba, on the anniversary of Dave Maloney's shorthanded goal of the Stanley Cup against Montreal. It's the only good highlight for tonight. Oh, man, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I agree with you. And we appreciate you joining. Like I said, for the viewers at home that are usually used to seeing Aaron's face on screen, he does have the blank screen here up. We apologize about that, but the guy is grinding, and we definitely appreciate that. So shout out to you, Aaron, for joining us. We'll definitely get your thoughts and opinions here in just a second. Jerry, I know you have a lot of choice words here. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I've been better. I am a hopeless romantic when it comes to the New York Rangers. They went down 2-1. I said, that's fine. We got them right where we want them. They scored that second one. I said, that's all right. 3-1's the most dangerous lead in hockey. It wasn't until that empty netter that the wind really came out of my sails, and boy, did it hard. It was, things got real dark. And for the first time in a long time now, I know I was talking about it last show that I was on. Now it's starting to feel real. Now it's starting to feel like the playoffs. We're not in a good spot right now. We're up 3-2, which is fine. We're still up. That's all we can ask for. But going back to Raleigh, I'm a little nervous, I guess. I don't know. That was no bueno. No bueno.
No good. It was no good. It really was no good. Like I said, the Rangers lose 4-1 in Game 5. We are here going to be talking about a shout out to everybody in the chat. We have Daniel in the chat saying happy Monday. We appreciate it. Your dad, Larry's in the chat saying shitty game. And we got Stevie Mack saying screw this umpire.
Shout out
Edwin
Stevie Mack. Haven't seen Stevie Mack since football season. Hope you're doing well, pal.
Yeah. Shout out to Stevie Mack. We do have a Mets game going on congruently in New York sports. MSG sports that started off so hot in their respective series are now on the downturn, hoping to turn things around. Aaron will be back up here, like I said. Usually connection issues. He did have the blank black screen there here for a second. We'll get him back up here as soon as he comes back on. But nonetheless, let's just get into this performance here while we're waiting on Aaron. And there he is. Listen, it wasn't pretty. You see the team stats here, 4-1. You have your goal scorers. Listen, this game felt like a Rangers victory just waiting to happen after that shorthanded Jacob Trouba goal. And then the Canes just turned it on. The Rangers started to refuse shooting the puck for some odd reason. They got flat on their heels, and they let this great Canes team get back into this ball game. Listen, before we get into anything, we prefaced this series after Game 1 and Game 2 saying this is going to be a tough, grinded out type of series. And that's exactly what it's become. It's a little bit peculiar and a little bit unusual the way we've gotten here to Game 6. Obviously, the Rangers going up 3-0. And then also a winnable game down there in Carolina, just slipping through the cracks with that late Ryan Lindgren penalty. Jerry, I'm going to start off with you here. What is your general assessment, obviously, after the Jacob Trouba shorthanded goal? Good to see him get his first goal of these 2024 NHL playoffs. I know you have some words about that as well. We mentioned last game on the post game that Jacob Trouba has been on the ice for all of the Rangers' conceded goals throughout this entire playoff so far. What is your general assessment of this game when it turned ugly? Why did it turn ugly? And what did the Rangers really fail to do in this game? And what do they need to clean up? Like, this is a loaded question because we're going to be on here for the next 40 minutes venting about everything the Rangers did wrong because it was a lot. They put a lot of unnecessary pressure on Igor Shesterkin. Don't like that. He did as good of a job as he could until he simply got a couple unlucky bounces, especially on the deflection for that second goal. I believe it belonged to Stahl. What is your just general assessment on this game, man? It's tough to talk about on here, but like I said, we don't shy away from the losses as well in the Blueshirts Banner post game. We
You
talk about
can't.
it all. Give it to me, and just give me the honest and full truth here. We need it.
Yeah, no, we definitely. Who would we be if we just celebrated the wins and didn't talk about the losses? That's not what we're all about here. That's not how we operate. It comes down to one thing and one thing only, my friend. It's that we took our foot off the gas. We scored that one goal, and it was a nice goal. And I'll get to Trouba in a second. But the minute we scored that goal, it felt like we were comfortable, and we were comfortable with a 1-0 lead in Game 5 of the playoffs, while the Carolina Hurricanes are fighting for their life to continue their season. Are you kidding me? As I've been saying on this show week in and week out, not even week in and week out anymore, every other night now. The Carolina Hurricanes are a team that were right behind us all season long, constantly nipping at our heels. And it wasn't until the third to last game of the season that we solidified our spot in the Metro as the number one team that they were going to win the division. And this team is right neck and neck with the New York Rangers as far as I'm concerned. Yes, we won the President's Trophy, and you might not know that if you were watching ESPN's coverage or have been looking at the Vegas sports books, but that's neither here nor there. We all know how I feel about that. But it's just when you're playing a team like the Carolina Hurricanes to have a 1-0 goal, and sure, it was on the penalty kill, which we've been dominant on, and it's been just even ESPN threw us our flowers and said the New York Rangers just can't let them get anything cooking. It's unbelievable, which is great to see. But also, like, you gotta be more mindful that Rod the Bod and Co. are just they're gonna figure it out and they're gonna come back because we all know they had the firepower too. You got good Gensel. I'm so depressed. I don't even remember how to say his name. But yeah, Gensel. You got Gensel in there throwing shit at the net, doing everything that he's doing. Stahl scored a big goal. But I want to give my hats off to Jordan Stahl. He got cut up pretty bad in the first period. He came back with a vengeance. That's always great to see. That's playoff hockey at its finest, if you ask me. And then just that third goal where it was just a juicy rebound off of Igor's pad. You got to be there. We stopped playing defense, or honestly, I don't even think we stopped playing defense. I don't think the defense was there all night long. You said it before when you were talking, over reliance on Igor. That's been the name of the game this entire series long. If you look back at Game 2, Igor made 49 saves, and even in Game 3, we went to overtime. Igor, I think, still made like 35 saves or something like that, where he's been tried and true the star of the show, and it'd be really nice if he has some help. We saw this. It's a tale as old time when it comes to Rangers hockey, where we have such a good goaltender and we just rely on him night in and night out. When the fact of the matter is, we need the other 5 guys on the ice at that time to really give him a hand and play their positions correctly to get things done. And if we are playing defense and, stopping those garbage goals with people in front, eating up those rebounds and throwing it out of the zone, ice the puck. It doesn't matter. Get a whistle. Do whatever you can to stop the momentum. Carolina now knows that the defense isn't going to be there. So if they just clog the zone and they're just going to be where they need to be, they're going to get those rebounds that Igor's going to give up. And again, all season long throughout the regular season, it has him in the first shot. It has him in the second shot. It's that third shot, that fourth shot. Igor can make 1, 2, 3 saves in a row, but you got to help swallow the rebounds. You can't just let them go all the time and just hope he's going to be there to make the save. 9 times out of 10, he's going to, but the man needs some help here. He can only do so much. And going back to that Trouba thing, it's just crazy on me that I didn't realize Trouba hasn't had a goal the entire playoff, like all the first and second round so far, and that was his first goal of the entire playoffs. I'm shocked to find that, like you pointed out, he's been a great plus to my understanding. He's been on the ice for a lot of the goals we scored, but while he's not exactly a tried and true goal scorer, I would like to see more of my captain be more in the mix, make more happen offensively. It's crazy to me that was just the first one he's got between the pipes.
Well, I'm gonna actually correct you on that and say that according to what I saw, he's been on the ice for every single goal the Rangers have given up. It was
Oh,
in reverse. It was in reverse.
hmm.
Yeah. Mhm.
I knew he had a bad
So,
game 4. I know he played like dog doo doo game 4, but I didn't know it was that bad.
yeah. Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
so
Chris Kreider's my captain anyway, so wrong
yeah.
man got the seat.
Hey guys, if everyone's here, like I said, we got about 100 people tuning in between X, between YouTube, all that good stuff. Make sure you're hitting the thumbs up button for us, subscribing for more Rangers post game content going live after every single Rangers game in these NHL playoffs. As long as they're live, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner, hover over the icon, and subscribe to the Sunny Days Media 516 YouTube channel as well. It is being streamed over there to that YouTube channel. Hopefully, Aaron, we got you still here. I know you're at work. Like I said, very much appreciate that you're here and doing a little bit of multitasking. Hopefully, still got you. Well, what is your honest assessment here up front about this game?
We weren't playing well in the neutral zone. Defense was looking lackluster in the third period. Obviously, the offense wasn't getting it together, and we have guys like Panarin, Zibanejad, and all of that. It seems like the Rangers are watching videos from back in the day because Igor's not Hank, and it's also an anniversary of when Hank stopped the Pittsburgh Penguins in a Game 7, and he was pretty much standing on his head. And Igor can only stand on his head for so long. Granted, he had 27 saves, but the defense isn't picking up the last 2 games at all. And the offense right now, we were pretty dominant on the power play. Now, all of a sudden, I think we're 4 for 20 or 4 for 17. So, I mean, everything needs to pick up offensively and I guess defensively too, because we're still doing well on the penalty kill, but it's not getting us that far.
And the sort of turning point in this game for me, and I put it in our chat as the second period was coming to a close, was that tripping penalty that I forgot who on the Rangers took to end that second period. And it seemed like it was a grinded out period. Obviously, the Canes were getting more and more shots off, more than the Rangers in that second period, but also just that Trouba shorthanded goal seemed to give the Rangers a little bit of momentum before that tripping penalty to close out the intermission. And then we all know the third period happened with basically, I don't even know what I say about that third period. It was probably the most atrocious hockey that I've seen the Rangers play in quite some time. And that really seemed to be the momentum swings there as we headed into the second intermission. And I'm not sure if you all assess that game in the same way, if you all agree, but for me, seeing that, knowing that the Canes were already getting good opportunities and the Rangers were getting shots few and far between up until that point. And I'm not going to say that they were lucky to be up 1-0, but it definitely felt like a blessing getting the only goal of the game on a shorthanded goal. It really put a sour taste in my mouth, especially seeing what happened in game 4 and the Rangers losing the way they did after that late game
Yeah,
penalty
where
by
was
Ryan.
that?
Well,
You would have thought they would have really you would have thought after they went down 2-1 that would have came right back out. I thought that was the end of the line. Even 3-1, I still thought they would have had some fight left in them.
yeah.
That was crazy. The dichotomy of this team is nuts. But I do
Yep.
want to say one thing real fast, if you don't mind. So I'm scrolling Twitter, Instagram, whatever, wherever the fans can have an outlet. Um, the sky's not falling, ladies and gentlemen. And I wanted to say this after last game too, but I wasn't on the show because I did notice it then too. Listen, this is the playoffs. We're gonna lose games. It just sucked in the fashion it happened tonight, where we had the opportunity to close things out on home ice, where we obviously wanted to, especially because Jerry over here was screaming Rangers in 5, Rangers in 5. I'm wrong. So what? We lost the game. We lost 2 games. So be it. It's fine. I can't sit here and say everything's going to be fine, but I will be honest with you. The team, I saw a statistic, the team that went up 3-0 in the series has a 98% chance of closing things out, whether that be in 6, whether that be in 7. The odds are still in our favor. And obviously, we don't want to see something happen that happened to Boston a couple years ago, but still, listen, it's going to be okay. And I have a word. I'm sure no one who's on the train ride home or was at the game tonight, I could be wrong, but I doubt anybody's watching who was actually there. But listen to me right now and listen to me clearly. If you leave a goddamn playoff game with 2.5 minutes to go and we just pulled our goalie, I'm sorry, 3 minutes to go, whatever it was when we first pulled Igor, right as Igor was skating to the bench, I saw a bunch of people get out of there. Let's see. My dad pays, I think, $300 a seat for 226 or whatever, wherever he sits. I don't know. He's moving every game, but for the 200 Tupper Bowl, whatever. If you're going to get out of your seat and leave with 3 minutes to go, down 3-1, when we're just pulling our goalie to finally make a stand to try to really close this one out and get to where we have to be, you're wasting 750, maybe even $1,000. What are you doing? Are you even like this team? Stay in your goddamn seat. Watch the game. Go down with the ship. All right, you're either with us or you're against us. You got to choose one. You can't be fickle. You can't be a fair weather fan. You're either on the bus or you're off. There's no in between. Not in the playoffs. I'm sorry. We welcome all newcomers, but those newcomers, and they know damn well because I have several friends who have texted me and they said what they said. They're like, I love this team. I love watching this team. What's going on? They're riding the bus and they're not getting off. And if they get off, they're dead to me. I will never respect their opinion again as a hockey fan. As a friend, sure, but as a hockey fan, no goddamn way. Listen, you can't. You got to calm down, all right? I can't sit here and say everything is going to be okay because, yeah, I'm depressed. Yeah, I'm sad, and it sucks. This is a horrible feeling. I felt worse. We all remember what happened in Game 7 last year. I didn't talk to anybody for like a week and a half. I was so sad. It was tough. It was a real rough couple days after we dropped Game 7. That's not going to happen again, and if it does, don't open my closet until you smell the smell, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm fully confident that we're going to be A-okay. And guess what? We're going to go into Wednesday and we're going to embarrass them on home ice. That's the game plan. And all those people who left their $1,000 seats with 3 minutes to go as Igor was skating to the bench, you're not welcome. Stay home.
Aaron, what's the vibe check over there? What's the vibe check like? Like, how are you feeling over there?
I definitely want those seats. So if anyone wants to cough them up, I'll take them. Well, no, I mean, Jerry's not wrong. I mean, everyone's freaking out, especially all those trolls for the Rangers on Rangers Twitter. I guess you could say Rangers Twitter, but no. Listen, I said Rangers in 6, and Chris, you said it in 7. Jerry said it in 5. So 5, 6, 7. So either which way, the Rangers are going to win the next 2 games. That's how much confidence I have. Because Lafayette, we've seen in the regular season where we've lost badly to the Carolina Hurricanes. It was a 6-1 game earlier in the season. Came back, won 1-0. So anything can happen in the playoffs. I think everyone's gonna rise up to the occasion, and we all know Panarin wants a Stanley Cup or bust. So he's gonna rally the team. Trocheck's gonna rally the team, and we're gonna get it done in Game 6. So I don't know why everybody's freaking out about it. I mean, I'm sorry, the Rangers can't have one bad game in the playoffs.
They were booing them in the Garden. They were booing them.
That's crazy.
It was disgusting.
Crazy. You're acting like this team is like last in the division or something.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. I had to listen to it with the great Dave Maloney, and he was a little discouraged in the third period, but he was saying some positive stuff. So I'm not worried about Game 6. It's gonna happen for all those trolls. The day is gonna end when we beat Carolina.
Yeah, for me, it's a little bit of depression, anxiety here going on with my teams right now, and sort of just looking forward to what's to come, not only with the New York Rangers, but also the New York Knicks. Obviously, here we got big task at hand in the chat saying, oh boy, first the Knicks, now the Rangers. Come on, man. I agree with you. Ashley here, back in the chat. We appreciate you, Ashley. Thank you so much for being here. Knicks had no OG. It's a big deal. The way both of these series are shaking out right now, and the Knicks more so than the Rangers, I'm a little bit more worried than for the New York Knicks than the Rangers right now. But both of these teams, right, especially the Rangers, because we're here on the Blueshirts Banner post game, both of these teams have been here before. They've been here before. And the Rangers are no exception. We talked about it 2 years ago against this very opponent, winning in Game 7 in Carolina. Now you get to go. You have home ice advantage. You have Game 7 if you need it. But when we talked about Game 4 and we talked about not playing with your food, just go out there and close out a series. I know it's easier said than done, but this is exactly what I feared in Game 4 and now in Game 5. But listen, I agree with you. The whole booing the team at the Garden, the whole leaving the stands early. Listen, fans can do what they want, but that's just not the way that I would personally go about it, to be honest with you. And it's a little bit unnecessary. Let's be honest, it's a little bit unnecessary, and that's a little bit premature. They didn't blow the series yet. It's still 3-2. They still need the support. But we do have to call a spade, and David's saying this in the chat right now. They absolutely got manhandled. I wouldn't go as far to say they got manhandled for 60 minutes, but if you look at it through and through, the Canes played a very good game. But like Aaron said, I called it in 7, he called it in 6, you called it in 5, and one of us, we hope, is right. Are you all worried? Now, getting into, we appreciate everyone being here. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We definitely appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe for more Rangers hockey talk. Subscribe, and hit that thumbs up if you're here. Are you all worried? And I know the answer is going to be no. But after the last game and after this game, I have to pose the question, are you a little bit worried about the play of Artemi Panarin? Being a little bit quiet over the last couple of games, especially today. I believe he only had 2 shots on goal, if I'm not mistaken. Don't really have the full stat sheet opened up. Are you worried about that? Like, what is your honest assessment? Obviously, in one of the games, I forgot who said the quote. I believe it was Lafreniere said, going into OT, Artemi went in the locker room and basically gave a speech, more or less, said, let's step it up. I got us, whatever. And he delivered. Are you all worried about what the pattern is here over the last 2 games? Like I said, short sample size, I get it, but it's playoff hockey. Short sample sizes matter. And I'm not saying we're seeing a repeat of last season in the playoffs, but he's gone a little quiet. Jerry, what do you think about Artemi Panarin over the last 2 games?
So, like I said after the Game 3 show, the man has 4 game-winning goals, and he's proven this playoffs at least that he's going to come up when it matters the most. And if that's going to be the case, and you're kind of, I don't want to say going to be a ghost, even though he has been, but if you're going to go the wayside at the other times, but you're going to come up when it matters, you're fine in my book. I have no issue with that. But on a night like tonight where we need a spark and we need to get things going, would have liked to seen something, and we had we had 3 power plays, I think, tonight. And with that, we couldn't capitalize on any of them. All 3 of them were just horrendous. I've never seen, after watching an entire season, after watching an entire first round and 2 games. Hey, David, stop. We don't know. That's not the energy we're looking for. I appreciate you tuning in, but the series is not over. It's far from over. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. I hate to go against people in the chats, but this is what I'm talking about. We can't act like our dog just died, because he didn't. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. We got 2 more games to help us out here. As I was saying, I want to see him step up, and I think this is a game where it would have helped us tremendously if he stepped up. I noticed tonight, and you tell me if I'm wrong here, the power play wasn't working at all. The first 2 fell flat. And then on the third one, for whatever reason, they shifted their focus. They shifted their plan of attack to a dump and chase, where we were at this point, I believe we were down 2-1. And we're just all of a sudden now, first of all, our first power play unit, I don't think touched the ice on the second power play, or the third power play rather, which I thought was kind of weird. And second of all, to go with the dump and chase and not with the most, if you're going to dump and chase, put the number 1s out there. At least they're fast enough to get in there and not to take anything away from the second power play unit, but our first power play unit is probably among the best I've ever seen as a Ranger fan in my 10 years as a Ranger fan, which at this point now has been, I'm 28, 27 years, however old I am. And it was just dumbfounding. That was not the time to switch up the plan of attack on the power play. That was the time to utilize what we've been doing all season long and attack how we know how and how we know they can't contain us. So I just don't understand where, the incompetence was coming from tonight, because we just couldn't get anything going at all. We dominated where we always dominate with the penalty kill, which is great, but we need some more of that. And yeah, I think Panarin can be the spark that really gets the fire going. Mika's also been quiet. I don't know if Mason's in a chat or not tonight, but Mika, he's been having a great playoffs. Again, he and I have kissed and made up. It's all good, but we need to get some more fight from our star power guys. That's plain and simple. That's just where everything goes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Mika has been quiet. Artemi's been quiet. The big dogs on this team have been a little quiet, and I don't like to see that. This is not the time to get quiet. This is the time, and it would have been the perfect time over the course of the last 2 games to really show that you are not joking around. And that doesn't just go for the Canes team, this tough opponent. It goes to the next series, and what has turned into a 3-1 Panthers lead. And we're staring at both of those teams in the face, especially the Florida Panthers, that are going to be no joke if the Rangers are able to close this series out. So, listen, and also, by the way, I think that power play that you said, the last power play, it was when the Rangers were down 3-1. It wasn't 2-1. So they had a 2-goal deficit, and they really needed that power play to come through. But I agree with you in that assessment. They really look timid, and they really look like it was more of a dump and chase, which is not what the Rangers power play over the first 2 games looked like whatsoever. It's gone quiet, and what Greg is saying in the chat here is actually true. And I witnessed this, and everyone witnessed this with their own eyes today. They almost look terrified to carry the puck across the blue line. I don't know. It's very bizarre to watch. And I think bizarre is a perfect analysis of that. Aaron, what do you make of the lack of the power play production and efficiency here? Is that something that you really are looking to, I guess, turn around and be the answer and the focal point? Because let's not forget that a lot of people were calling this Rangers team a couple of games ago when they were winning and 3-0 on this series, power play merchants.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to be here for the good and the bad.
Exactly. Aaron, what do you make of all that? I'm curious to get your thoughts and opinions on that.
Has had a shot on goal once in every last 3 games. So 1-1-1. Panarin's been the same thing the last 2 games. No one's really stepping up where they need to be, and I definitely agree. They definitely look a little bit timid out there even in the neutral zone too. So, I mean, Jared's kind of really explained most of it. I don't really know what else to say for a positivity for what's been going on with the superstars, but it's almost looking like that one Rick Nash playoffs where we needed them the most in clutch situations and nobody wanted to do it and or him. So, I don't know. But I know, is it 1-for-1 series, or we're going down to Carolina?
Yeah, we're going to Carolina.
So, I actually could see someone who's not a superstar show up in that one. I think
Jack Roslovic.
Yeah, Roslovic. I think Kakko's finally due. He's been doing a lot of shots on goal lately. I think Laughs do. So the guys who aren't superstars need to step it up as well. They can't just rely on Artemi Panarin because Zibanejad doesn't really do anything. He either passes to Chris Kreider or tries to find a slap shot. So you're not going to really get much out of him. And he's been very timid in this series, except for the 1 goal he's had. So I don't know. I think the guys who aren't superstars need to step it up the most and stop relying heavy on these guys.
Let's take a look at the team stats here, and let's get into the chat after that, because like I said, this is event session at this point. We're here providing our honest thoughts and opinions on the game, but really, you all in the chat, I know there's some doom and gloom type feelings right now. I can't say that they're invalid. I understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, we have to come back and round this out because the Rangers really are not out of this series. They are still up 1 game, and the pressure, make no mistake about it, is still on Carolina to force a Game 7. That is the most important point. First and foremost here, the shots are in favor, and really for this whole series has been in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes, 28-21. The New York Rangers were able to put more hits up on the board. Not that it matters, but that's 25-19. And the faceoffs won. The Rangers actually doubled the Carolina Hurricanes in the faceoffs one category, which is, I guess, one of the other positives that I will say. Generally, I think outside of last game, the Rangers have been the team to win more faceoffs in the game. It just needs to translate, and it hasn't translated, especially in the offensive zone for the New York Rangers here in the last two games. But let's get into the chat here. Obviously, like you had pointed out, David clearly feels like the series is over. Shout out to David Glazer for tuning in. I wouldn't go as far as say that, David. I understand the frustration. Hopefully that thought process is just to sort of double jinx this team. But I agree with you. All in all, this team absolutely was asleep. And like Wicker Media is saying here, there's nothing else left to say. It just looked like they didn't care. It just looked like they didn't care today, especially in that third period. But really, the way that I would personally assess this game, if I had to assess it in an objective manner, was the first two periods weren't too terrible. They were fighting neck and neck against a great team. Some would say probably is an equivalently talented team to the New York Rangers. And the third period is where really all hope was lost and all bets were off at that point. Really, like I said before in the post game, it was more so that penalty that was drawn to end the second period. That's where the tide started to shift, and I foresaw that being an issue. Let's see here. Awful performance, outplayed start to finish, could not generate any scoring chances. We appreciate you, Roger. I'm going to call you Roger. I think you're saying Roger's your name. All the way from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I appreciate you. This is awesome, dude. We've gotten so much support all around the world in this series so far on the post games. We've gotten Australia. We've gotten Canada. We've gotten now Brazil. I believe we had someone from Central America before. I forgot exactly the country. But this is an absolute Costa Rica. Absolutely awesome turnout. Like I said, hockey is a very international game, and I'm glad that you all are able to join us here, whether we win or whether we lose on the post-game show. It really means a lot. And like I said, if you could hit that thumbs up for us, and if you could subscribe to the channel, we're just a couple subscribers away from 700 on the channel. And don't just subscribe to my channel. If you want more hockey talk, if you want more baseball talk, make sure you're subscribing over to the Sunny Days Media 516 YouTube channel. Link's going to be in my description. If you're watching on my channel, go down below to the description and hit that subscribe button. Get them to 150 subscribers. Awesome content being made over there on a weekly basis as well. And yeah, like I said, I already knew this stream and what it was going to sort of turn out in terms of the vibes in the chat. And I can't say I blame any Rangers fans for thinking that type of way. Things don't look good right now, but it really is up to these guys. They control their own destiny, Jerry. I think that's what a lot of people don't really understand or are failing to realize in this short-sighted sort of thinking, that the Rangers still control their own destiny. They've just made it a little bit harder needing to win in a really crazy Carolina environment, because those fans definitely show out for their team. And Patty's in the chat here saying, yes, true. Very true, Chris. The playing just surprised me tonight, and it really did surprise every one of us here as well. We are not going to deny that. So what else we got? What else we got here?
The fact what else we got? It's so hard. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't know even what's going on in this chat. Everyone's so depressed. We got to relax. I just saw on Twitter right now that someone said like we're still up 3-2. The Carolina Hurricanes have to win 2 more playoff games consecutively. And while they have won 2 playoff games consecutively, people forget how hard it is to win an NHL playoff game. It's so hard to do, let alone 2 times in a row. Maybe I'm the crazy one here. I'm just legitimately not worried. I'm calm as a cucumber. I'm cool as a cucumber right now. Maybe a little depressed, but this just isn't helping.
I'm not worried.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. There's zero reason to worry. And we've sat here and we gave Laviolette his flowers all season long about how he makes adjustments on the fly and how he changes things up and does what he has to do. And if you're going to sit here and think for a second, he's not going to do that. I don't know what to tell you. You haven't been watching the same hockey game that I have. Thank you, it's Job. I know. You're on the same team as me. It's ridiculous. Everyone's walking around like their dog just got shot in the head. Like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And listen, they drop game 6. We'll be having a different conversation because then things will not be fine and I'll be going nuts. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to go into Carolina. I think we're going to take it to them on their ice in their barn, and that's going to be that. We took game 3. We can win and rally. It's Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm not afraid of Raleigh, North Carolina. And granted, they were probably afraid of Madison Square Garden until tonight. And again, shame on all of you who were at that game tonight, booing the New York Rangers at their own arena. What are you doing? Listen, I get it. They played an okay first period, coasted through the second, and then just laid an egg in the third. Shit happens. And what that shit was, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was maybe Hedel not being in the lineup and Rempe being in the lineup, although Rempe really wasn't really around. I feel like he wasn't in the fold too much to make too much of a difference. No penalties or anything like that.
Do you want a Brzezinski or a Hedel over Rempe?
And would it be a bad idea
going into game 6 and 7? Because I mean, Brzezinski played okay in game 5, but
I just like having
sure
Rempe there as a safety net for physicality. That's just my thinking alone, because the one game we really needed Rempe, he wasn't on the ice for it, and it wasn't his fault. He was scratched for Hedel, and I get it. But if Rempe was in game 3 when that brawl was going on, he probably would have been suspended, so it probably would have been his last game of the series. But whatever. But still, it's I don't know. Hedel's been in the conversation when he's been on the ice, but the thing is with Hedel, if you touch him with a feather, he goes down. That's it. He's just too injury prone. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like,
right.
It sucks. I don't know. It bothers me so much, and I get it. That's just New York sports, baby. That's how we operate here. You look at the Post tomorrow. The Post is going to be saying it's over. Get the golf clubs. They're going to the course. Yeah. It's over. That's that. As if the New York Post are right about hockey. Yeah, right. But still, like, New York sports fans, I love them all, and I love being one myself. But it's just the worst, man. It's so bad. We need to relax. We just need to take a step back, take a few deep breaths, count to 10, and look to Wednesday. We lost. It was game 5. It's over. All right, fine. We lost a chance to close it out on home ice, and hopefully we don't have to in 7. It's over. That's it. We're looking on to Wednesday. We're going to Raleigh, North Carolina. We're going to beat the shit out of them on their home ice. That's the game plan. Move on. Thursday, not Wednesday?
Thursday. I think it's Thursday.
Oh yeah, they've been. I only thought it was Wednesday.
They've been going on a 2-game cadence, but I finally think they gave the extra off day. Let me just check real quick.
Good. Oh, there we go. It's an extra day of practice. Less to worry about.
7 p.m. Yep.
Thursday, 7 p.m. Less to worry about. That's awesome, especially because I'll be on the show again. So I'm hyped to hear that. But we just need to relax, guys. And I get it. We're New York sports fans. We're like this in nature. We're cynical. We know bad things are going to happen because they always do. We've won 1 championship. No, we've only won 3 championships out of 8 sports teams in the past, in the millennium, I think. If you want to count 2000 for the Subway Series, 4, but I believe it's only been it's been 4 for the millennium, which is ridiculous. And this is now we have a chance. We have a chance here. We have a chance in the hardwood in both areas. The Knicks I'm legitimately worried about, but I'll leave that for CP's show. He'll talk about that more. Tune in tomorrow. But this is it. This is our chance here. This is the greatest chance we've had in a while, and I'm very confident, as you guys should be. All hockey media, and listen, I've sat on my soapbox. I'm still sitting on my soapbox, and all I've done is complain about how we get no respect and how we get nothing, and everyone overlooks us. That's really not the case, because everyone deep down knows that we are the best team in the NHL, or was the best team in the NHL, because right now, frankly, none of that matters. We're in the playoffs, so we can't really we can't harp on the President's Trophy, but what's going on right now is everyone needs to look back at the regular season and know and remember how dominant this team can be when we need to be. And if you're going to think that they're not going to answer the bell for game 6, I don't know what to tell you. Go to the golf course and stop watching hockey, because we don't want you to.
Yeah, if you all can't tell in the chat,
is this guy a fucking Islanders fan? Like, what's going on here? Yeah, so what? So what? Cry about it, dude. If you're a Rangers fan, who gives a shit?
We're a positive Blueshirts banner post-game environment. Obviously, are any of our words resonating with the viewership here. Does anyone feel good about this team right now than when they did come into this post-game live stream about 39 minutes ago? Please, if
I
we were
do.
able to persuade your opinion, hopefully we did.
Thank you, Aaron.
Hopefully you all can use this as an event session. Hopefully Jerry did. But if not, then continue to hit the live chat. We are only one subscriber away from 700. We got 196 people in this chat across X, across YouTube, all that good stuff. If you're over on X, come over here to the YouTube, subscribe to the channel, get the channels to 700 subscribers, and hit that thumbs up. Keep hitting that thumbs up. It means a lot to us. We appreciate it. Couple more comments in here before I get to Aaron and ask him what your top 2 adjustments that you want to see, Aaron, ahead of game 6 and in game 6. But before we get into that, we're going to hit some comments here. Sean Burr is saying, took Rangers to win the series. Now might have to hedge. Performance hurt my confidence in this team just a little bit. We're talking about hockey betting odds. Hopefully it works out in your favor. Hopefully you don't have to hedge that because hopefully the Rangers get it done. The gentleman saying not confident going into game 6 at all, but leaving a little bit of positivity and room for positivity, saying, hope I'm wrong. Hope I'm wrong. We all hope you're wrong. We all hope we're wrong. Well, we don't hope we're wrong because we think that they're going to win. But nonetheless, you know what I'm trying to get at. We appreciate it. This chat's awesome.
I'm
We
writing
can have
down
fun
everyone's
with this
names.
show.
Everybody's names for when we're hoisting the cup in June. Nobody gets to celebrate. I have your names. I have your ats. If I see you at the parade, I'm going to kick your ass.
We got a Bruins fan in here saying that they think we are going to win in 6 over Carolina.
Thank you. I'm a friend of the
fan.
Bruins. I love the Bruins, and I appreciate that, buddy. I'm a friend of the Bruins. I support the Bruins, and I want you guys to come back. I was rooting for you hard last night. I know vibes are low in Boston right now, but hold out hope. Hold out hope just like I'm doing, whether it's delusional or not, because you never know what's going to happen. It's playoff hockey. One bounce is all you need. We lost the 2014 Stanley Cup Finals on bounces. Just one every single time. All 5 of those games went to overtime. All 5 of them. So just stay with it.
Yeah. And I think that Ian here is saying what we all feel, and I think that we're all trying to get at with all these points that we're kind of spewing out here. Just disappointing to see that this team didn't come out flying with that extra energy, knowing that they could close this out at MSG in front of their home ice, on their home ice. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, everything's up in the air. Obviously, there's a lot of things that can definitely go wrong, but we want to curb a game 7 by all means necessary. Go win it in Carolina and go finish this thing out. Aaron, I said I was going to get to you. I apologize. Like I said, can we clap it up a little bit for Aaron, who's doing a little bit of multitasking tonight at work on the stream? Obviously, we can't see his beautiful face here. We have there he is. There he is. We can't hear you. You're on mute. You're on mute. But hold on.
I just finished up what I was doing, so I am at work.
Okay.
People see. But
there we go.
Color
Do
man right there.
Do we get to see the picture now? Okay, great. Okay, go ahead. Take it away.
The 2 adjustments I think that we need to make is we need to stop defensively give up goals in the neutral zone in the middle of the ice, which has been happening this entire series. That's what we need to do defensively. Everything else has been fine. Igor's is taking some shots, some saves. It's like 27. It's not 54. So everything's going down like that. I mean, our penalty kill is doing good. Offensively, yeah, exactly.
That's my guy. Its job is my guy.
Yeah. And offensively, like I said earlier, it just has to be the guys that aren't superstars that has to step it up. I mean, Lav has stepped it up, so why can't everybody else? Trouba has 4th playoff goal career, and like I said, he did it with Dave Maloney's anniversary. So pretty much the guys who aren't superstars like Panarin, Zibanejad, Trocheck's been doing pretty good. I think his streak snapped today because I don't think he got an assist on that Trouba goal. I think it was Goodrow. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really much more we can say, or any adjustments. Like, Laviolette knows what he's doing. The man won a Stanley Cup in 2005. He literally went to another cup with the Philadelphia Flyers team, who was down 3-0 or 3-1 to the Boston Bruins at that time. Went to the Stanley Cup. Like, this guy knows what he's doing. Went to the Stanley Cup at Nashville and went up against a powerhouse of the Penguins team. back then. I think it was the 2018 season. So this guy knows what he's doing. This is not Gerard Gallant. This is not Tom Rennie. This is not David Quinn. This guy knows what he's doing. Just let him do his job. In the words of Aaron Rodgers, who is now a Jet, RELAX.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Listen, we got 200 people in this stream, 40 of which are watching on YouTube. This is awesome. Hit those thumbs up. And I believe we just hit 700 subscribers right on this very stream on the channel. I appreciate you all. Jerry, Aaron, we all appreciate you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, not only to wins, because It's Job said it the best here in that previous comment that I had up. Everybody, when we were up 2-0, 3-0 a couple days ago in this chat, was jumping. We were talking about the parallels between this year, 1994, all that good stuff, yada, yada, yada. And now it's like a graveyard in here. Now the Rangers are going to lose this series. We're going to go in there and lose game 6 and then lose game 7 on home ice, and everything's flipped up on upside its head. I can't fathom why we would try to change our tune based off of two. Listen, people forget game 4. That game had overtime written all over it. It had overtime written all over it. And I'm sad because I really think if that game went to OT, the Rangers win that game in OT, just like they did in the 2 prior OT games this series. And it took a horrendous penalty, a penalty that shouldn't have happened, a misplayed puck by Ryan Lindgren for, I believe he got called for tripping. And it took that for the Kings to win it in regulation. That is the difference in the inches of margin that you have to compete in professional sports and how a game can change in a matter of seconds. The Rangers are not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. And if you don't believe us, we'll see you on the post game after game 6. Should we do final thoughts? Do we have anything else to talk about, gentlemen? Jerry, Aaron, do we have anything else? What are we thinking here?
I can't compete with Jerry rants, so I'm good. All I'm going to say is just subscribe to the channels and thanks for the support and LFGR.
All I
sound off,
is
Jerry. What you got?
New York versus everybody. You're either on the ship or you're on the shore. That's it. Go down with us or stay the fuck off. I'm sorry for cursing. I don't want to get demonetized. I know. I'm sorry. Get the bleep button. Get the dump button. I'm sorry. It's been a high emotion show, but that's how it has to be. And I get it, and we'll see. And it seems like everyone who I've been going at in the chat with, who I'm sorry, again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the back and forth. I hope you are as well. This is what we're looking for here. I have no problem going toe-to-toe, but at the end of the day, just like all hockey players do, we'll shake hands in a handshake line, and we'll see you next show. We're going to be fine, guys. The sky's not falling. The world's not ending. Your dog's not dead. Our puppies are fine, in the words of my college lacrosse coach. We're going on to game 6 on Thursday night. We're going to Raleigh, North Carolina. And we're going to kick the piss out of the Carolina Hurricanes. We're going to end this series. And we're going to go, we're going to go and probably play the Florida Panthers. Hopefully the Boston Bruins. As of right now, it's looking like it's going to be the Panthers. And we'll fight that fight when we have to, because that's going to be a dog fight. And I'm not excited for that one, but we'll cross that bridge when it gets there. Right now, our sights are set on Thursday night, 7 p.m., Raleigh, North Carolina, game 6. Be there, and let's go Rangers.
And not only be there, and not only let's go Rangers, be on the post game on Thursday, because we're going live, win or lose. You know where to find us. Subscribe, tap that notifications button. If you like what you hear. Sorry, I'm fumbling over my words here. It's getting a little late. If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be on here talking wins. We're going to be on here talking losses. And we're going to be here talking objective hockey. And just a couple more shout outs and a couple more comments I want to get to before we end the actual stream. We got Mark Franz Sr., a young player. He's agreeing with you. Mark is agreeing with you, Aaron. Capo Caco, step it up in game 6. Can we have an unlikely hero step up big in Capo Caco? Please. I believe he asked also if Hedl is sick, but we also had a comment here saying that Hedl is going to be playing in game 6, and I really think that needs to happen. I know we talked about that here a couple minutes ago. I know, Jerry, you said injury prone, some concerns there, but for me, if you are lacking that offensive spark, you got to try to work in Filip Hedl, regardless of what the ice time looks like. I believe he netted 10 minutes on the ice last time out, if I'm not mistaken, around there.
Play him till he's hurt. I hate to have the Tom Thibodeau outlook here, but play him till he goes down, which probably won't be too long. Knock on wood here. I hope he doesn't. You never want to wish for injuries, but just put him out there and see if he can make a difference. The guy's a savant in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. Shout out to Nick too, by the way. PNC is going to be nuts, and Nick is a Canes fan,
No,
Jerry,
Nick's
and
a
he
class act.
agrees
Yeah,
with
Nick's a
you.
class act. Let's have a good rest of the series here. Good man.
That's the attitude. I agree. So, as you all can tell here on the Blue Shirts Banner post-game show, we accept everybody. Bruins fans, we appreciate you. Canes fans, we appreciate you being here. Good luck. Hopefully we beat you, but good luck. We keep it respectful. And regardless of whether you agree with our sentiments or not, whether you're a positive Rangers fan right now, seeing the series go to 3-2 after it's 3-0, or whether you are a negative fan. Listen, I'm a Mets fan. We just dropped a brutal game tonight in a game that we were leading 4-2 going into ninth inning, and we lose 5-4 in extra innings. I know all about it. I know about a 2-0 lead on the hardwood with the New York Knicks dominating and then seeing OG Anunoby go down, Mitchell Robinson go down, no Julius Randle, no Bojan Bogdanovic, and now it's 2-2 after we got routed by 25-plus points. If you all think that some measly 3-2 series right now is having me be negative, you got another thing coming, because I deal with this team back here, and I deal with the Knicks, and I deal with all the fans that are in this fan base that represent this team on social media, etc. And I have to listen to all these garbage takes about, oh, the world is over. Okay, I get it. See you all on the post game after game 6, Thursday, 2 rest days, 2 days in between. We'll be on here on the post game. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much for the support. As always, shameless plugging. This is being streamed to the Sunny Days Media 516 YouTube channel. Links in the description. Go hit that subscribe button. If you're subscribing to this channel, you got to subscribe over there. Shout out to the guys, Jerry and Aaron. Thank you all so much for the time today. Like I said, hit the comment section. If you don't agree with us, hit the comment section. Doesn't have to just be the live chat, on the replay, etc., and hit that thumbs up. I definitely appreciate it. We appreciate the support, and we just want to echo those sentiments. We can have friendly banter, we can have back and forth banter, but we keep it respectful on here. Good luck to the opponents. Good luck to the New York Rangers. And as always, LFGR. Peace.